Right, we're going to do some quick fire questions, and Jordan's going to answer these. Hopefully he's going to answer them a lot better than I did.
Let's go.
So, no order. Behind every smile.
There's a story.
The image I'm most excited about for people to see.
Mine, selfishly, because a lot of people don't know my story. So this exhibition and my image really is, I describe it as a coming out party. You know, this is me behind the scenes. This is what I've struggled with. Part of my why. It's why I do what I do. So yeah, my image.
Good, I like that. Mental health is
Invisible.
the most misunderstood thing about mental health is
It doesn't discriminate and it presents differently.
one thing you wish everyone knew is
Everyone struggles. You're not alone.
photography allows us to
Represent people's stories in a way they don't have to be. They don't have to speak about it. We can use it as a visual vehicle.
vulnerability is
Powerful. If you've ever struggled with your mental health, or supported someone who has, or maybe you just want to understand a little bit more, this episode is for you. What if one photograph could change the way you seen someone's mental health? That's exactly what today's episode is about. Over the last 2 years, me and Justin have been working with people with lived experience of mental health to create Unmasked, a photography exhibition where every image has been self-directed by a participant to represent their mental health journey. But this episode isn't about photography. It's about the stories that we hide and why so many people suffer behind a smile, and what happens when we create a space for people to be truly seen. We'll take you behind the scenes of the project, share some of the moments that have stayed with us, explain why these images need to be seen in person, and explore what we hope people will get from this exhibition. I'm so excited to announce that this episode is brought to you exclusively by Wobble. See, we all have the wobbles, the bad days, the things that we keep struggling with, and we know we need support, but we don't know where to start. See, therapy is not for everyone, and that's why I'm back in Wobble, because I meet so many guys who just aren't ready for therapy, or therapy is just not for them, and that's okay. With Wobble, it's a different kind of mental health support. All you have to do is describe what's going on for you, and a qualified therapist will reply within hours, give you some suggestions, and maybe some next steps. It's that simple. And your first one is £5. I'll put the description in the link below. Go and check out Wobble. You know you need support. Now's the time to go and get it.
how are you feeling about the exhibition?
I'm excited. I know you said before we've got a huge workload, but because I'm excited about the exhibition and it coming together and the magnitude of it, because it's not a room with 30 people in, like it's 10x that. We've got the best venue, and as well as all the images that we're going to display, I think the whole experience is going to be like unbelievable. From the Q&A, the introductions, every part of it I think is going to be like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I've left you a voice note, but I had a meeting yesterday with a creator who does a lot of work in lots of places in the Northwest, and spoke about the project and explained what it was and everything, and really was trying to tap into his knowledge and his contacts. As soon as I mentioned the Q&A part, he went, "That's amazing, that is," and he was all over it. And he said, "Do not hide that from these organisations, because if you are in a space like that, they will have you for 2 nights to do that." So I feel like my idea for it being an exhibition was great. Your introduction to like hosting the way we're hosting now just adds a different layer to it completely. And I don't think people who will see the flyer, who know me, will know that, even though we've got we've give the information about that, they won't fully know that we're doing a Q&A. We're going to speak about mental health. We're going to speak about the process of the project. And I just think that just gives it, it's almost like there's lots of exhibitions. There's loads of different exhibitions about different things, but the way we're doing it, our exhibition's about real life stories and also things that massively affect us. And that's the power of it. And I feel like because we're going to speak about it and let people ask questions, I just feel like it feels like a proper event rather than just people walking around and just having a look.
That's exactly how I see it. I don't think there's an exhibition been done like we're going to do it. And I know you said people are going to look at the poster and think it's just an exhibition. Well, no, the promotional strategy is conveying that to people. Yes, you come in to view images, but there's a Q&A, and it is a show, and the power in that Q&A is, there's a lot of awareness around mental health these days.
Yeah.
But action is what drives change.
Yeah.
We want to create conversations. The images alone will definitely create conversations, but then the questions that come through the Q&A and the conversation had there will go away with people on the way home, in the car, on the train, the next day, in work, in friendship groups, with parents, whatever it is, them conversations will continue. And that's why I say the exhibition is like our coming out party. It's not the end product. It's the start of something that's bigger.
And when I was speaking to this person, yesterday or the day before, he almost wasn't interested in the exhibition. He was just thinking, you need to be in front of these people in Manchester, the contacts he has, for them to have it. Do you know what I mean? It was good what he was saying, and I liked how he kind of, I said, yeah, we're having this evening which is really big for us, but he was like, I don't know, he just had a slightly different view, and it was a view of making it bigger, making it so it's really good. It's good what we're putting together. It's scary as well, but we believe in it. If we believe in it, that's how we go with it. It's like we know it's going to be something that's very valuable. One of the questions on there was, I can't remember what the thing was, but basically it's what would you want people to kind of take away? One of the things I'd love is if people went to work the next day, I went to this amazing exhibition last night. If that sentence, if someone said that and said it to people, whoever their network is, that I'd be dead happy. Yeah, I'd be like, I went to this amazing exhibition about such and such a thing. That's what we're after. And also the other thing that's there is, I'd love it for the people who took part to feel really proud about what they've done. And if that comes across, which I know it will, that's massive as well. It's like, how massive is that for someone's mental health to say, I've took part in this project and I was nervous about doing it, because I can think of one person who's going to be nervous about even going. And she'll be dead proud. She's already buzzing about it. And we're tackling something that she doesn't like leaving the house. She can't go on holiday. So the fact she's there and she's going to be there is massive for her. And if she's like, she'll feel so good going when she gets in to say, I've overcome the challenge of going out the house, and I've also shown people how I feel and one of the struggles that I have. That's the power of it. That's exactly what we want it to be about.
I just got goosebumps. It's so empowering for the people who've took part for those reasons, because...
And it's such a... I mean, this has been great for you coming on board, because one of the things that we've not spoke about is when I do these shoots, now we're sort of like getting behind the scenes footage and interviews and stuff, which I never would have done because I'm so focused on what I'm trying to achieve. And it's been great because the people taking part have got to meet you as well, and it feels like a project. It feels like there's a team of people working on it, which always gives like value when people are getting involved. But yeah, it's also telling, I don't know, it's just great to find out about Because sometimes we're going to people's houses and stuff, or going to where they live, or going to some random, we've been to some funny places.
Cue some BTS footage right now, some teasers for the project.
We've been to some places that haven't worked, and we've got things planned in the next couple of weeks, and we haven't got some long left to complete these last few pictures. I think we've got about 4 images that we could complete.
Solid images though as well. I mean, I didn't actually mention what they cover. We're talking about struggles with fatherhood.
Yes. Loss of a partner. Mental health, where you feel it in your veins and you physically feel it inside your body, and things that have happened in the past, how they crop up, and it's almost like, especially with depression, it's a wave. So you can be feeling absolutely fine, and then for no reason at all, this horrible feelings, it's like a cloud that's over you and you can't get rid of it, or it controls you. And we've got 2 images that tackle that. One of them's about physically controlling, or they both are actually very similar but different ways that we're portraying the image.
So if hearing these stories has resonated with you, maybe you've experienced some of the mental health conditions or experiences that we've spoken about, just imagine what it feels like to stand in front of these images in person, take part in a Q&A, meet the people who've got involved and shared their stories. Well, the good news, you can. This September, the 10th of September, on World Suicide Prevention Day, the exhibition will be live in Manchester. If you want to get early access to tickets, make sure you click on the link in the description below so you don't miss out.
I don't know, because someone was saying, well, there's loads of mental health, this is the negative thing, there's loads of mental health projects and things, and it's like a fashionable thing now, mental health. It's not seen as, not seen, but it's like, it's a popular thing that people tap into. I mean, it's a popular, and it's, as soon as someone says that, I feel like their understanding of mental health is minimal. Because why would they say that? Because the reason that why we're doing it, and I think the person wasn't being horrible, it just niggled me. I was a bit like, right, what?
I get what they're saying, especially online. Mental health has become content. So for example, last month was Men's Mental Health Month in June, and you see a lot of small businesses, brands, creators start to talk about mental health because they know how the algorithms work. It's a hot topic that month. They know if they create content, the algorithm's going to push their content more because they're speaking about this hot topic. And as soon as the month's over, people stop talking about it. So you can clearly see who's invested and really supports the cause when it comes to mental health.
Yes, that's true. The other thing that they said, and this goes around social media and stuff, and they were criticising me really. They're saying you don't post anything on social media, and one of the issues has been, is the reason why I've not posted on social media is because I'm fully focused on what the project is, and I can't release anything from this project because I want people to come and see the end result. So it looks like I'm quiet when I'm actually not quiet. I am really creative, and I am still, taking pictures that people seen all the pictures up before and stuff. So that was another thing, and it's like, well, I don't know, just I think on this topic, people need to know that we are fully invested in it because of where we come from and what's the motive behind it. And the motive behind it is really passionate and invested in it, because that passion, it's our struggles as well. Do you know what I mean? Our images are in it. It's not like we're doing something and it's it's shining a light on something that's just affecting, I don't know, a certain subject. You want to look at it like that. We're involved in it because it affects us, and the reason why we're doing it is because it cures us at the same time. It makes us feel good about supporting other people, but that support, it's like it's just a really good thing. It's just a good thing for making you feel good about all the things I've just said.
We've both taken part in the project, so we've both got an image that depicts our struggles. Do you want to tell me a little bit about your image and maybe what the story is behind that, without obviously giving too much away, because we want people to come?
We do, yeah. So I've actually got 2 pictures that I've got, and I actually don't know which one will be put in. So one's about my struggle with myself. 1 minute I like myself and the next minute I don't, and that's been a constant struggle right throughout my life. And then this other image is how I don't feel. I have a jealousy, and be really open now. I have a jealousy, so when I see people, and it's wrong this, because you don't know what people's lives are like or what's being underneath the skin. You're just judging what you see. But I feel like I'm not, there's part of me that's broke, basically. It's not how I'd want me to be. Now, people look at me and won't think that at all, because they see someone maybe confident, someone who's like got loads of things going on in their life, are active in so many things. People wouldn't ever think, I know some of my friends wouldn't think that. They wouldn't think, when you go home and you're at home alone, or you're not having a great day or whatever, that you have dark thoughts where you think, I don't know, you might think, or one of the things I do think is when people pay me a compliment, they're just saying it. I mean, and I always make an excuse up. I'm not that good, or I'm not that, and I do myself down. And I know that's wrong, but I don't sell it. That's deep in my own head. I never release that. And then not feeling good enough. That's it. That's a big thing for me. I'll go home and I think, and then I get a bit paranoid of what other people are thinking. Never tell them. I just think, I don't know, there's a lot of things. So, yeah, the 2 images are, struggle with who I am, and also not feeling as whole as I'd like to be. And the sad thing is, them 2 issues I know will never ever go away. I've just got to have coping strategies for both of them. And as you get older in life, when you're younger, you think, oh, it'll go away. You think it'll get cured. And then actually, when you've got these issues and they've been with you from a really young age, you think they're not. You realise that these are here to stay. I need to just deal with them and manage them better. And I do that now. I'm nowhere near as bad as I used to be when I was in my, say, 20s. That was a real struggle for me, looking back. So that's what I'm going to bring to the table. They will both be seen at the exhibition. It's just one will be printed, one will be as a digital format on a telly or on a screen.
And how do you feel about presenting that at the exhibition in front of 300 people?
One's quite revealing because I don't have much on. so one of them's
it's the digital one.
Yeah, I have. Maybe it is that. And it's not like it needs to be an 18 or anything like that. But one's like kind of quite graphic, and then the other one, it just is quite powerful how it's been done. And I shown it my sister. One of them I shown her at the weekend, and she was like, wow, she said that's what she said when she seen one of them. So I'll be excited, and I'll also be. I won't even think about it, because on the night we're both gonna be like have this energy that's in us buzzing, and also nervy as well because we want it to go well. And I won't think about it. It's probably afterwards or people commenting that'll make me think. But I want to show them. It's not like I don't want to show them. I'm quite passionate about people seeing them. So,
are you ready for the conversations that come afterwards?
Yeah, I will be. Yeah, I just hope one of my fears And it's a little bit like with what we're doing today is being able to articulate what I want to say. And sometimes I try not to use fancy words, and I know I don't speak in that way because I don't want to be condescending and speak down to people, and I kind of want to be on a certain level, but at the same time sometimes I feel like the way that I speak and communicate, sometimes afterwards, and this affects my mental health as well, sometimes afterwards I look at it and go, oh, I wish it was like that, or I'll listen to someone else speak, I think, oh, they speak so eloquently and like it comes across well. So that's one of the things I'll think when I'm there. I hope I come across well. And it's funny because I give talks right across the Northwest on my photography, and because I don't know, and people really like how I deliver. So I haven't got an issue speaking in front of that many people. That's fine. It's just I want to, and everyone would be like this, you just want to come across well. And I want to not waffle, or I always have a thing of do a go on about a subject too long.
I think if you're authentic and you're passionate about what you're speaking about, that's all that matters, because that's what people are going to connect with, like whether you use big words or whether you...
I know, that's it, yeah, and I feel like that will come across, but I won't, I know I won't use too big of words, but I just would like to be able to speak quite clearly and not have like try to think. One of my issues is I know what I want to say, but I can't get that word. I'm like thinking, oh,
brain's buffering.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you buffer, or so it's that not having that in front of that many people. And when you're in front of that many people, sometimes your brain can like not work in the way that you'd like it to work when you're just doing it's even like this. As soon as you put mics and a camera in front of you, you can have that same effect where you're like going, yeah, you were doing it with them quick fire answers, and you're just like, no, say that, and you're like, I know this, but what we're gonna, you just can't. Some people are good at it. You were ready for it anyway. You wrote them down. You knew what was coming.
AI them.
Are they? AI. We've used AI a bit on this. I actually, I'm going to disclose something. I had this idea for a picture. I thought, oh yeah, it'd be a really good picture, this, because I knew someone who, when they're depressed, they don't leave their house. So I did this AI picture. I thought, let's see, because I keep seeing on Instagram, there's this AI competition of photographs. I look at them going, these are mad, these are. So I thought, right, I'm going to go on it. So I made this picture up, and it's like a woman in the window with the door, and I wrote exactly what I wanted. I looked at it, not bad that. And I thought, I couldn't put something like that in the exhibition, that's like. But when I looked at the image, it wasn't quality. When I blew it up, I thought I couldn't print that anyway. But I thought it was a really good idea to show people. So it's like you had an idea, someone has a concept, so you have an idea, write it in AI, get the image, and go, yeah, I really like that. We could do this. And it's about that person. So it's almost like a really good way of coming up with ideas that people can see for them, and then you do it for real. Yeah. I mean, you've kind of sparked an idea there, because I'm obviously always thinking about the longevity of the project and what comes afterwards. And that's important to think about in the planning stage, because we don't want the exhibition to come around, we deliver it, and then we're kind of twiddling our thumbs. I don't see it like that. I see it as the start. It's the start of stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's what the meeting he had this week was like as well. It's like and he asked that. He said, "What do you see the project? How do you see the project going forward?" And I'm like, "It's going to be constant." It's like, what's constant about it? The constant is we're not going to stop working with people. If we have this exhibition, and I'm going to say this on stage, anyone in the audience who wants to take part in this is still open. This is just this is just the start of it. If we get a load of images that are really powerful, we can produce publications, which I think would be really good. I think they'd be really powerful, to be honest, to have a publication on a table that's not self-help or anything. That's literally true people being really honest and very creative in images. One side's got an image, the other side's got the write-up.
And then there's a small QR code to a little episode about speaking about the story.
I feel like definitely the book. I think the book would be, and I don't see it as a booklet. I see it as a hardback, nice book. Because I know people like buying stuff like that. It's like, and I feel like I reckon a publisher, if we had the content and we said we have 50 strong images here, and we told them what it was, and we can show them all of the media we've got from the exhibitions and stuff. Imagine we ran an exhibition, have an exhibition at somewhere big.
We will.
Yeah, and then you've got a book. And I mean, we're not doing this to make money. It's not. I don't see it like that at all. We're seeing this for the enjoyment of being creative, the enjoyment of interacting with people, and our passion for mental health, and shining a light on it for people, and also like, I'm not saying curing, because I don't say this is a cure, but this is a really great way of feeling positive about that negative subject.
Quick reminder, if you plan to come to the Unmasked exhibition, don't wait for tickets to go live. Make sure you join the early access waitlist. The link is in the description. Be really quick because there's only limited spaces. Why do people wear a mask?
To block out things that they don't want, or there's two reasons. For things not to go into, like, for them to not be affected by things that are coming forward at them, and also to hide and to not reveal things that they don't want others to know about.
Why do people not want others to know about what they're going through?
Shame. They want people to have an image of them in a positive way. So there might be things that are happening for them that they're not confident with people knowing, and they don't know how people are going to judge them and stuff like that. So I feel like everyone has this persona or this view of like how they want people to like perceive them, and that's always in a positive way. I don't think there's anyone who thinks I want people to know me as like this horrible or person who's weak or something like that. So I feel like that is it. It's mistrust, it's being ashamed, and not being strong. That all of them things, and also it's also how people like the stigma behind mental health. How people like view it negatively. People don't view it like a broken leg, do they? They view it a lot more like, if you say you've got a mental health issue, I know there'll be people who go, oh, they don't know what to say, and then they'll go, oh, I don't want to go near that, and they'll shy away from it, kind of thing. So
yeah, people, when someone discloses what they're going through, you don't need to know what to say.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can just listen to them, and you can even tell them, you know what, I don't know what to say, but I'm glad you shared that with me. Thank you for trusting me with that. What do you think your next steps are? Do you think you want support? Do you know where to look for support? Sometimes listening is just enough. I think when it comes to, especially those close to us, when they open up about struggles, we want to fix them. We want to give advice. Just do this. Go and do this, and you'll be fine.
They don't always want it. It's just they want someone to listen. It's just someone to speak to. Because of this project, I do ask people, how's your mental health? And I think people find it a bit of an odd question, but I do say it. I'm like, how's your mental health? How are you doing? How's you doing? And whether people find that weird, or there will be people who take comfort from it. Do you know what? Genuinely, it's like, how are you doing? That's such a general thing. People say, hi, how's it going? That's the next thing they'll say after it.
It's a greeting, right?
Yeah, it's a greeting. Someone cold called me and said, hi, how are you doing? I said, oh, I'm not doing amazing. And I could tell straight away. It was like suddenly the cold call of what they were trying to sell had gone out the window, and they were struggling. They were like, oh, I didn't expect that. So yeah, I feel like it's true. People sometimes just want someone to speak to. I feel like when people have got, when they need support and they're looking for like a counsellor, the fact that that counsellor has got nothing to do with their life is a bit of a comfort as well. So they might not want to disclose to friends or family because they don't, again, their image of who they are, they don't want them to be seen in a negative way. So we have a lot of not, I won't say issues, but we have a lot of things inside us that we care about and affect how we're perceived and how we deal with our own thoughts inside our head. And I feel like everyone should have someone they can go to and speak to. And I feel like that question, how's your mental health, putting it on the table, is a good thing, because a person, you might have a friend and they just don't speak to anyone. And if you ask them the right questions, they might open up to you.
I know so many guys especially that don't speak to anyone about their mental health, and obviously now I've founded this community, Men of Kin. I'm being told all the time off different people, or I don't tell this person because they don't get it, or I don't open up because no one actually cares. I've got to be strong, I'm the man. All these kind of limiting beliefs holding men back from speaking out about how they feel. And I'm not saying, tell everyone how you feel. You've got to find the right person, and you've got to find the right support, and you also need to have that agency of taking the right steps to look after your mental health, because it's a proactive approach. You can't just wait until, I feel bad and now I've got to do something about it. These foundational things you have to do every single day, which will help maintain your well-being.
I'm hoping they look at the work and the words, and I already know that it's going to have power, because only me and you have seen the full package. Maybe my partner's seen a few little bits, but I can see, as soon as I've seen it, it's like we take the pictures, and the pictures are great in themselves, but as soon as we've got this paragraph of words, and the words are all been written by the people taking part as well, so the way that they're constructed is all different, which is exactly what I wanted. I just know people are going to, I hope this is what I'm hoping, people really find the images powerful, but the words that go with them, it just kind of makes people have a greater understanding, and also see the reason why why we've been doing the project. The other thing that I'd like people to do is how diverse and what areas we've tapped into, because they're wider than I thought when I first started doing this. They're wider than I don't know, the issues that people face are a lot bigger than, not bigger, a lot more, what's the word I'm trying to think of, diverse, could say that. And it's been great for me, because I've gained more understanding. So even in this process, or the process of me enjoying it and connecting with people and dealing with it's broadened my understanding of how mental health affects people.
The text is so powerful. The images are powerful alone. However, what we've found with the images, if I put myself in a stranger's shoes, looking at that image alone, I don't understand it. There's some that you might be able to, interpret and build your own understanding or interpretation of. But when we had the text in, that's been wrote by the individuals, that's where the power came in for me. We've only just recently got that text to match the images we've collected over the last 2 years. And when I started reading the text, that's when I was like, wow, this is powerful.
Yeah. I feel like there's been exhibitions. I had a search. I thought, I'm going to look and see how many exhibitions have been put on covering mental health. I thought, I'm just going to see. And and I don't know if anyone's ever done this before. If I was going to do a mental health exhibition, I could easily interpret how I find, right, depression or anxiety or the things that affects, and I could do my interpretation of all these images, or I could be in the image or use a certain model or whatever. But the fact that these are personal and individual, and it's been an interview process or a consultation with that person, that's the power. That's like, this is real. It ain't, and we've been creative with that realness and come up with something that's a concept that's shining a light on what they're struggling with inside their minds. So that's what I'm excited about, and that's what I hope when people see the flyer and we're trying to promote it, that people buy into and think, you know what, I want to come to this, I want to support, and also I want to see what we're trying to, what we're trying, the thing we're trying to do. And it's going to be a special event. At this moment, we're doing a lot of promoting. We're kind of getting everything out and everything. And yeah, we want it to be a success. We want people to be there. But I know the people who, and I'm 100% on this, the people who attend that event on the 10th of September will come away enlightened and glad that they came. We've really been, we're really organised on what we're doing. We searched for a venue right across Manchester, and we went to certain venues and knew it wasn't right, and we feel like this is the perfect venue, what we're doing and how it's going to be done. Not far from the city centre of Manchester, easy to get to by transport, caters perfectly for what we want. And it's an incredible building as well. It's like University of Manchester. We're buzzing about how it's all gonna come together. What we really want is people to attend, and like, if you're half thinking of coming, then you need to definitely come.
This has never been done before, ever. I know you said you've searched mental health exhibitions. How we're doing it has never, ever. I will stand on that. Never been done before. The venue alone is incredible. I think that's a wow factor. If we didn't do the exhibition and we just held a random event in there and people walked in, they would be looking around like, wow, this is official. I think it's like a proper stamp on the event that it's like, oh right, this is serious. Yeah. Then the images, then the blurbs, then the Q&A, then other things we'll add in. Like, as you said, it's an experience. And
the other thing with this as well is, because it's a one-off, it's just a one night, and people are saying that, oh, is it on for longer? I'm like, no, this is the very start. And some people can't make it, that always happens. Because it's a one-off, there's going to be a load of people in that room. It's going to bring people in that room. If it was say that it was in a certain place for like a month or 2 weeks, people go when they want. Maybe the opening would have quite a bit of a buzz. This is going to be a buzz because it's just a one-off. If you don't come to this, then I don't know where it'll be next or how it's going to form or what's going to happen. But this one is going to be exciting and new, and our energy on it, and it's almost like the birth of this project that's going to be, I don't know, we don't know what direction it's going in, but we're just pushing positive energy into it. And I feel like people will miss out if they don't come to that event.
It's not to be missed, especially if you are interested in mental health, photography, creativity, stories, people. Any of these 5 things you're interested in, if you don't attend, you are actually missing out, because the people that are going to be there that you can connect with, whether that's professionals, organisations, a chance to collaborate with people, to get involved in future projects, to see the work and widen your understanding and perspective of mental health, you're missing out. Like you said, this is a one-time event. We will do something similar in the future, but this is the introduction, the start of it. You want to be there for the beginning. I'll be inviting a lot of people. I keep telling family and friends, you know, I always share stuff on social media. I do little runs and other stuff like that, events. This is a totally different ball game. This is a huge event. This is definitely my biggest event that I've ever done.
I feel like the other thing is we have our worlds of things that we do. So I run this night that's actually this weekend. I run a night and where we DJ'd. It's like us old guys who still like DJing. We do this night free and everything, and then I do other things like I do photography and I go to camera clubs and stuff. This event, so I wouldn't invite my people I know from a camera club to my night where I DJ, where we play drum and bass and like it's on until 4 a.m. or whatever. I just wouldn't. But this event taps into all of the worlds. It's for everyone. It's like I suddenly look and think, I can invite everyone to this. It's not bound by anything. Whereas, say, if I have an exhibition, I do invite people who I know from other walks, like other parts of my life. But this, because it's about mental health, and so you can invite people who just are interested in people or people who are into the arts, and then you can invite people who are into photography. Or so I feel like it's for everyone. It's not bound by age. Like sometimes, when you're DJing or whatever, it might be older people might not want to go. This doesn't matter. It doesn't discriminate on anything. Everyone can come. The only people who probably may not come are younger ones, just because of the content we might be speaking about.
Already, over 100 people have joined the early access list to attend Unmasked. So make sure you click the link below in the description to make sure you are one of the first ones to experience this exhibition. So tickets are going to be exclusively released to this early access list before they go on general sale. So if you want to come to this event, make sure you click on that link. Is there an image or a shoot that we've done so far that's stayed with you and been kind of one of the most memorable ones?
I've liked them all, to be fair. I've looked on, but one of there's some of them I've had different stories behind them and stuff like that, and some of them I've had to retake. I take it once and then it's not good enough and we redo it again, and there's a bit of learning involved. But one of the ones that I liked was the cafe shoot. So we've got a shoot that's in this cafe, and it's about judging what people look like, almost like stereotypes really. What I find memorable about that one is spent like nearly a year looking for a cafe, looking for this right place, and I knew Johnny's, that's it, yeah. So going everywhere looking, like went to Ashton, went all over the place, went to Stockport looking for this one cafe that wasn't like Costa, that wasn't like the nice coffee shops you get now. We wanted a greasy spoon. We wanted like something that was in EastEnders, that kind of look. And there was an advertisement that the BBC had before the football, and it kept coming on. I was like, that's the cafe we want. And I remember looking at it going, how can I get that? And then someone said to me, they've probably made that themselves, like, you know, like in their production teams and stuff. But I knew I had a vision, and then eventually I found this place called Johnny's, which was in Reddish, and it was perfect, absolutely perfect. And what I really liked about that, and this is part of my photography I really like as well, is kind of feel like I'm on a set and I'm filming, but I'm not. I'm taking pictures because I'm thinking of every little bit and actually sourcing that location. I can imagine people who are doing things like Top Boy, they'll have certain things they want to film and they'll have people who go out looking for, and I kind of like that process when I'm doing that, like thinking we need that. So a shoot that didn't happen, that was slightly upset about really, was we needed a high bed, and looking everywhere for a high bed. I was considering buying a high bed and putting it in my studio to do this shoot, and I kept going to people's houses. Can I see what your bed's like? And it just wasn't right. And then we found this place. It was actually a photography, it's like a house that's just for portraits and stuff that people hire out. Quite far away as well. We hired it, went there, did the shoot, and the shoot didn't work. So that was very memorable, but in a kind of negative way. But I think it was because I knew exactly what I wanted, and that's one of the things with the images we're creating, and know exactly what the end product should look like. And if it doesn't meet the mark, I won't make do. I'll just leave it or try again somewhere else. So the memorable one, definitely. Well, them two will say one's memorable in a negative way, but the positive way was this cafe shoot, and it's a very interesting picture. And also, some of the work I've done has been in my studio with lights and stuff like that, whereas that one and some of the ones that we've took are in a location, and it's quite nice that it's in a setting. It's not just everything's been set up and stuff. So
that's memorable for me as well, for a slightly different reason. So we basically took over this cafe. It's only a small cafe. You've got all your tripods, your cameras, the lights, the wires going through the cafe. So you can imagine there's not that much space. There's people in there eating as well. So we've got me in there. We've got two of the people who are volunteering and someone else supporting. So you can imagine this cafe is quite full at this point. And this older woman comes in, and we came to know that she came to this cafe every day, ordered the same thing, but also sat in the exact same spot. And obviously we've took over this cafe. We're kind of blocking the way. So we kind of chauffeur her through, make sure she gets to a spot. We move our stuff out of the way. She orders the stuff, everything else just carries on with the day. We carry on with the shoot. And then at the end I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go and pay for her food, but I'm not gonna tell anyone. So I went to the guy and he's like, you sure? I said, yeah, but don't tell her. Like, I want to just pay and I want to leave. So I did, and that stuck with me ever since. But I always think, like, I wonder what her reaction was. Like, I would have loved to just see a reaction, and not even for her to know it was me, but just to kind of the joy it would have brought to her.
I hope Johnny didn't charge her again.
I know, Johnny capitalised on that. Especially in this economy.
Yeah, but do you know what, Johnny? So we contacted him, and we even offered to take pictures of him in the thing. I don't know if he did. Did he say? Did we do it?
No,
he wasn't bothered, and I was like, no way, I could take a picture of you with the sign and stuff. Wasn't interested, but he was dead happy us being there. It was absolutely perfect. I know, Johnny's Cafe. Oh, go to Johnny's Cafe in Reddish if you want a brew.
We'll put the link in the description. Shout out Johnny. Actually, I'll put it on screen.
From when you first came on board, how have you found it?
I loved getting involved as a participant for all the reasons that you described.
Got a great picture. I looked at your picture and I was like, this is a really good picture, this, because it's different and it's very it's really well planned. It's a very well planned image, and it's not like overcomplicated. It's not overcomplicated, and when people see it and then read the underneath, they will completely get it.
So yeah, I loved getting involved as a participant. But then I had this idea of, when you do an exhibition, like, why don't we do a Q&A and like we can both collaborate, because that was the early stages of me launching the podcast. So, and
it wasn't in my I didn't think of it like that. And I didn't know what, I feel like at first when I was presenting with it, I was like, yeah, kind of went with it a little bit. But it's grown on me like over time, and I got it. I thought, you know what, this is a really good thing, this. And also it shows that we're not hiding behind, this is the exhibition and we've done the work, and we're not speaking about it. We're prepared to sit down and have a chat and do what we're saying, put it on the table and speak about the subject, because the subject is just as important as the work that's on the wall.
Yeah, for us to be involved puts participants at ease anyway, because that's normally the conversation we have in that initial call or conversation, we say, well, our images are this. And it's like, oh, these guys also struggle with mental health or have struggled. They're not just trying to put a project together.
And before, and it's kind of, when you first met me and when I met you, I ain't gonna, no inkling that mental health was a thing at all. You're just a young person, I'm a worker, that's it. I'm not supposed to know. But then as time goes on, and I've said this to you just recently, it's funny how our worlds collided, and they've like, I see a lot of young, well, you're the same now, but you see a lot of people, you with a lot of people all the time, and they're just like fleeting passage, or you might work with someone for a few weeks and then that's it then. But then now and again things happen, and I feel like that's happened, and there's a reason why, because we obviously see something valuable in each other, but also we've got this passion about the subject. And we've got a vision for sharing and showing. Like, it's all right if we both say, yeah, we're quite passionate about mental health, but we've got two different fields in which we operate. You operate on a physical side, doing your men's health stuff, and also you operate doing your podcast where it speaks like conversations. And I have this project that I do because I don't really do anything like you do, if you know what I mean, that really focuses on mental health. But this is my way of doing it, if you get what I mean. And then worlds work really well together. So I'm like, when I look back, I think I'm so glad you stepped in and said, I want to come on board with. And I don't feel, this is another good thing about us both as well, and I hope I'm not like this. I feel like there's no ego in it. I feel like we don't, I'm not like, this is my baby and this is what I'm doing. It's not like that. It's a shared thing where I think you're coming in and your injection of ideas and energy and everything is welcomed, and it's like, and I bounce off that. I know what I'm like, very social and I'm easy to work with in that way, and I like people involved in things that's going on with me. And so, yeah. Has there been anything negative in the process of what we've been doing?
Negative? I think the only negative for me was when the project kind of stalled and felt like a bit of a drag. We'd found a venue, we couldn't really fit in a right date because this venue was so popular and booked up. And then we had people who came forward to get involved and then kind of backed out. So the negative for me, I would say, is the guys that came forward, the men, to get involved and then kind of went ghost and flaked on us. And I understand, I get it. It's really difficult to be vulnerable and just show the world this is what I struggle with, because that's what we're really asking of this exhibition. So for me, I would have liked to showcase more men in this exhibition and their struggles. Luckily, that's kind of 360'd now, where I think we have more males than females, so there was a negative point, but right now all my energy for this project is positive. We've got a date, we've got a lot of images, we've got more images to get, and I'm just excited for the final product, for people to come on the night, to walk in and go, wow, like, I seen the poster, I didn't know what to expect, but I never expected this. How do you feel like that's affected your own mental health? So this process of, and I know you're involved in lots of things, but this particular project, on a personal note, how is it impacting your well-being? Positively, overwhelmingly positive. One, it shows that everyone is struggling with something and struggling with something different. So it's kind of educating me and widening my perspective. It's a constant reminder of every time I walk past someone or drive past someone, I now think they're struggling with something. They have something going on in their life that's impacting them. So it allows you to be a bit more compassionate and kind, where before you're so caught up in your own world that you don't have that compassion or kindness. You can kind of forget that other people have their own lives and stuff going on. So as well as that, being creative and having something to work towards, I think is such an underrated positive for mental health. If you're feeling quite down, but you have this project that's really creative and it allows you to meet new people, constantly in contact with you, we've always got a to-do list. So it just gets me out of my head. If I have a bit of a quiet period where I might start kind of struggling or going downhill, if I know I've got this project to work on, I'm like, oh no, this is well positive. I can't even think about that stuff.
You've got no time for the negative, have you? Because you've filled. Yeah. And I literally am putting an hour a day on this, if not more. Yeah. I have to.
Well, we had a 2-hour meeting.
Yeah, it's mad. And it's so good because it's such a worthy cause. And when we meet people, we need to be saying that as well. If I'm ever in a meeting, I am putting all my energy into this. This is something that it's not just, and it's not for profit. It's not doing this to further my career. I'm doing this because I feel passionately about it. Not doing this to make any money at all. It's just for the buzz of doing it and to see people's responses. If we know that people are in that room and they're really value what we've done, as well as all of the people who took part, for me and you, that's such a positive where we go, do you know what? I hope when we come away, we're like, that's so good for my well-being and how I feel at this point, because we'll be on a high, we'll be buzzing.
We have to be so proud.
Yeah. If I can't wait, and there'll be a moment for this, and I think about it as well, when all the work's up and no one's there, and we have a team of people doing it, and to have some music playing or whatever we decide on, and I'm working on that as well. For us just to know that this is the space that people are going to walk into, can get a brew, can have some whatever snacks or whatever, and then walk into that and they can see all the stuff on the screens and everything. For me, when that's like that, I'll look at you and think, I wasn't doubting doing it, but in my head I thought, you don't know, I don't know, it'd just be a feat just to be there. And then obviously when people are filling the room up and people hopefully are enjoying, I've got another one for you.
Go.
So later today I'm picking up the posters and the flyers. And so they're being picked up, they're already printed, waiting for us. Yeah. The process in making the poster was a joint one and slightly frustrating one, because we had to come up with a name, we had to come up with the format of how it looked and everything, think about a picture as well. How do you feel about the end product?
Amazing. I think Catherine's image, the one we have on there, is the perfect fit. It matches the title, Unmasked. That's exactly what the image is. She's wearing a mask, she's hiding behind a mask. And I just think it's such an A image. And to be honest, that was one of the first ones we ever did. And, you know, I've loved Catherine being involved from day one, because her energy for the project and for the cause has just been absolutely amazing. I think we might have gone through a bit of a difficult period during the start where we were struggling getting people involved. And when Catherine got involved, she almost brought this extra energy to the project where we could just go, oh wow, like if she's excited and well invested, we need to match that energy. So it's really exciting that you're picking up the posters later, and I'm excited to just put them up and start showing people.
I feel like this is the thing with social media. Social media is this thing that everyone has and looks at. A poster or something in front of you, it feels real, and it's like, and it does feel real now anyway, but the fact that we've got something printed and it's printed well and you can show people. So when we have these A5 prints, I've got 50, we can get loads done, by the way, and we can actually show people, go, you know, and it looks like my partner said, it looks like a film. So someone said it looks like a show. It looks like something that'd be on that'd be on a, no, but as in like a theatre production. It looks like that, how it looks.
It is a theatre production.
Which is positive. It's like a compliment in what it's like. What I really like about that image as well is the intrigue. It's like, what's that about? I feel like once it's on a wall in a library or whatever, and someone looks at it and goes, and they will think that, they'll think, oh, this is for some, they won't realise, they might not know exactly what it's like until they read it. That's a great thing, because they'll look at it. If people are intrigued by the poster, by the photograph, and then they read what it's about, hopefully they'll be like, yes, I'm going to do that, and they scan the QR code and then they're in.
Because in real life, that image or flyer, poster is going to capture your attention. Your attention, nothing else is competing for your attention, whereas social media, scroll. If we can get them physical images and posters up and out in the public, I think this is going to land really well.
And not to make excite you even more, the person who does the printing straight away says, because I said, let me know how they come out, scan the QR code, make sure they work. She went, these are amazing. She hadn't even seen it before. She printed them out, sent me a picture of them, like all not chopped up yet. I thought, man, if she thinks they're good, they're good. So I'll be like, yes, you're coming as well. We haven't spoke about the Two-Face. I don't know the title of it either. Half and Half, where we had a model come in, and she drove with her hair curly and dead straight on one side. And every time I've shown that picture to, there's a couple of people I've shown it to, and they've gone, it's not two images. I'm like, no, that's how she was. That's like, and they're like, how have you done that? And they're like, how did you chop her clothes in half and stuff like that? And I'm like, I'm so glad you were there to get behind the scenes footage, because when people see that footage, they'll go, oh yeah, it was really like that. It wasn't. It shows that we've not used AI, we've not used Photoshop. It's just that.
You know what I'm most excited about? Putting the behind the scenes clips together and showing people, because right now all we have is that poster. It doesn't really tell much.
And what's great as well, and this is another reason why it's been great that you're on board, is we've got all this media we can share. And that's another thing we should be saying. We've got so much stuff we're going to share with you on the night. We're going to be able to speak to you about it. You're going to visually be able to see how some of the shots were created, and interviews and stuff like that. It's a real package we've got to show and share. We just need people to buy into it and come and enjoy it.
If today's conversation has made you think about, reflect, or see mental health a little bit differently, or maybe it's just intrigued you about what this exhibition is really going to be like, we'd love to invite you along. So make sure you join the early access link in the description to get your hands on exclusive tickets. You'll be able to access these tickets before they go live to the general public, to make sure you secure your spot to seeing Unmasked live in person. So be quick, because there's limited spaces.
What do you hope happens to someone when they leave the exhibition? And that can be for participant and audience.
I think for the audience, I want them to have a wider understanding and perspective of mental health. I want them to see that everyone struggles at some point in their life with some sort of poor mental health. I also want them to, let me say this again, I also want them to walk away and for what they've seen to be a catalyst for conversations. I want them to speak to the partners, the friends, the colleagues, the children, the parents about what they've seen. And I know the impact of having these or starting these conversations is going to be far and wide. But like Justin said, it's obviously going to be invisible for us. We're not going to be able to see that impact. But that's what I hope the audiences get from attending the exhibition. As for the people who've took part, I just want them to be proud of the courage they've shown to share their story. There's so much power in that, because they've shared their story to the world, really, for people to relate, to understand, and to feel less alone. So they've used what they've gone through and turned it into a positive. I just think that's so powerful.
Have you ever wore a mask yourself?
I'm so excited to announce that this episode is brought to you exclusively by Wobble. And my favourite thing about Wobble is that it only takes 30 seconds to submit your first one. Simply describe what's going on for you, and a qualified therapist is going to respond within hours with some things to try and some clear next steps. It's never been easier to get some mental health support. So make sure you click on the link in the description, go and check out Wobble and get the support that you've been waiting for. How long have we got? 7 minutes. Have I wore a mask myself? How do I answer this? Yes. The first thing that comes to mind is I am only now at this age, just growing into my authentic self, starting to really understand myself, who I am, my likes, my dislikes. And I just think everything I'm doing it just feels really aligned with me and who I am and the identity that I'm growing into. I think mental health, or my experience of mental health when I was younger, kind of prevented me from doing that. I was too focused on fitting in. I was too focused on safety instead of growing into who I could have been. So I think I wore a mask for a long time, and now I'm just at a place where I've got a great life, I've got a great support system, community, partner, friends, everything, where it's just set up in a way that kind of empowers me to grow into who I am. So I feel like I'm no longer wearing a mask, and I can be quite open about my struggles, and getting involved in this project has been part of that journey as well, where I've said, you know what, I have struggled with an eating disorder. And that's allowed me to be authentic and open about it. And that's something I previously would have hidden away. And now I feel empowered to go, no, I want to share this part of my story with the world, because I know it's going to help so many people. And it's part of my story, so I just want to be open and honest about it.
And masks can take many forms. Yeah. They don't always hide mental health. They can hide things that you don't want people to know about.
Yeah.
So everyone's got a mask.
Yeah.
No one wants to see their inner, because your inner thoughts and feelings, and that even can be on couples and stuff. There's things you keep to yourself. Yeah. You just do. But the unveiling of a mask for this project, and it's such a good title for that, is sharing struggles that you know other people will benefit from, and also making you, like you've just said, give yourself a greater understanding and greater comfort, like be comfortable within yourself because you find sharing it with people.
I'm really proud to be part of this project and have the opportunity to share my story, because I know it's going to help a lot of people in ways that, one, they're going to resonate with it, two, they're going to understand me a little bit more and my why, in terms of why I do what I do, and three, that, you know, it's invisible. You know, people look at me and probably say, oh, his mental health's fine. And actually the part of this exhibition, me getting involved, is the opposite of that. It's saying I might look fine, but I've been through my own struggle.
How can you see mental health? You can't. It's only what people tell you. It's not a visible thing, is it? Unless the way it affects you and how you present. But a lot of the time people present perfectly and you don't know. You don't know what's going on. And you yeah, exactly. You look at someone who's really confident and everything, you've got no idea what's going on for them at all. And you may never ever know, because someone might be dead confident or high in a position of, like, not power, but a position of something who you look up to. And they'll all have like challenges inside their head. They won't disclose them to you. So yeah.
Right, I think that's a great place to wrap up. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode, part 2, almost 2 years on, and we've got a date for Unmasked. So if you enjoyed this conversation, if you took anything away, you're intrigued, you're excited, you want to be a part of this journey or exhibition, make sure you're following us on social media. So my Instagram handle is Egerton9. You can also find me in the Modern Man's Way podcast and Men of Kin. Where can people find you on social media real quick?
It is Jags_photography on Instagram, and my website is justingarner.co.uk, where you can see some of my work and also follow things that I'm doing at the moment.
So I'll put all of them social medias in the description. So make sure you're following along to see how this project unfolds as we lead to the exhibition UNMASKED this September. And remember, if you want to take part or if you want to be there on the day, the link is in the description below. Make sure you sign up to that and get early access tickets, because once they're gone, they're gone. So hopefully we're excited to share it with you on the night, and we will see you soon. Thank you so much.